Hi, I'm Penny from In Balance Body, and I'm going to go through your body composition scan today. What we have here is all the water that's in your body. This here is your muscle and your blood and minerals. This here is your muscle, blood, minerals and bones. And then this number here is your total weight in kilos. Moving on to the muscle fat analysis. Here again, you have your total weight in kilos, so you can see that those two numbers are the same. This following number is your skeletal muscle mass in kilograms. And here you have your kilos of fat. Here is this normal region here is based on your age and your gender. BMI is body mass index. It is typically a medical term used to measure obesity. Obesity is considered if you've got a BMI of 30 or more, and you're overweight if you have a BMI of 25 or more. We don't take too much notice of it because it is just based on height and weight, and if you're a short person with a lot of muscle, you might be considered overweight or obese, which isn't the reality of things. Percentage body fat is the percent of your body that is fat. It is calculated by looking at your fat mass in kilograms divided by your weight in kilos, and then that's converted to a percentage. Here on this slide, we've gone back to the muscle fat analysis, and we're taking a look at the weight, muscle mass, and body fat mass. So if you've got that C shape with those three lines, you may, what that shows is that you have a high fat mass and that you may want to consider doing something most probably with your diet to reduce that fat level. In the second example, weight, muscle mass and body fat are all sort of pretty much even. And then in your third picture, you've got a high level of muscle mass and low amount of fat mass. So this is more of a picture of a well-balanced body. On this slide, we have the segmental lean analysis, and this shows us the distribution of muscles in these 5 areas of your body. You can see here that on the arms here and on the legs, each side is fairly evenly distributed. Sometimes we see a bit of a difference in that, and that might indicate there's been an injury in one side and it might be a bit weaker. And so what you can do here is you can see where you might want to focus your training to help even out the two sides of your body. We'll talk about this again on the next slide when we look at the body balance evaluation, but you can also look at that from top to bottom to see whether you need to maybe focus a little more on legs versus upper body. The body water analysis is your extracellular water to total water ratio. And usually this is in the normal range, but if it were in the over range, that would be an indicator of inflammation. And if it persisted, I would perhaps go and see a medical practitioner about it, because it's not usually a good sign, but most people we see are in the normal range. The body composition history is simply all the dates, the history of your body scans in weight, skeletal muscle mass, percentage body fat, and your extracellular water ratio. So you can see as the time goes by, each new scan is added to it. If you are interested, there is an app called InBody, and if you download that app, it will pick up your history of your body scans, and wherever you get a body scan done on a 570 machine, you will pick up your body scan data. So it's a really nice way of collecting it all in one place. All right, so on this slide, we have your InBody score. This is a number generated by InBody based on your composition, and it really gives a high number for people who are muscly. The target weight is where InBody thinks you should be regarding your target weight, and it will tell you what you need to do, plus or minus however many kilos of fat and muscle. In my experience, people don't always feel the best when they're at these target weights. They may find that it's just too lean for them. At the end of the day, most people know where they feel good in their body, and so that to me is the more important thing. Okay, body balance evaluation. We spoke about this when we were looking at your segmental lean analysis on the previous page. So this just shows if you're balanced, if your muscle is balanced. Upper is from left to right, lower left to right, and upper lower is from top to bottom. So if you're slightly or extremely unbalanced, that would be an indicator of areas that you would then need to focus your training, like I mentioned before. Segmental fat analysis is where your fat is distributed in these 5 areas of your body. Typically, the trunk is the area that carries the most fat, and the percentage is just saying that if this middle line here is where in body thinks you should be based on your perfect weight. So here it's saying that the difference here is fat that should be put on, and if you were over on this side of the yellow line, that would be fat that you should lose to get back to your perfect weight according to in body up here. Segmental circumference is just the external measurements of these areas. The machine does actually treat each of these as a cylinder instead of a shapely arm or leg. So matching the actual measurements may be a little bit difficult, but from scan to scan, if you're watching these go down or even up from scan to scan, it's definitely a relevant measure. Visceral fat level is the amount of fat around your organs. We do want to keep this on the lower side of 10 rather than higher. So of the whole scan, this is probably the most important thing because it's just important to have low fat levels around your organs. These parameters are here, used in the calculations throughout the scan page. But so you've got your extra and intracellular water. You want it to be between the range or higher. Base metabolic rate. This is a super important thing you need for your challenge. This is the amount of calories your body uses before it does any work in a day. So that's the minimum that you need to eat. So in this person's case, they will eat, for example, they're a female, the female plan, and they'll need to eat some more food. And that's even before this person has done any exercise. So really work with your trainers to make sure you're getting enough food. I can't emphasize enough the importance. You will sabotage your whole investment if you don't eat enough food. You will experience lethargy, you will maybe lose some muscle mass, and your metabolism will slow down. So please make sure you're eating enough food. It won't work against you. You want to eat enough, you don't want to overeat. Waist to hip ratio is just a measurement of where fat might be, so you don't want to be really too much higher than the limit here given for the age and sex. Waist circumference is used in this. Visceral fat we've already covered. Bone mineral content, that's an indicator of bone density, which is a measure of tendency for osteoporosis. So you want to make sure that you're in the range or higher. And if you're not, then you might consider having a bone scan. Bone cell mass is a general health measure, so you do want to see it within the range. Arm circumference and muscle circumference. The difference between these is the fat in your arms. It's taken on the left arm. And a high fat level in your arm is a potential indicator of a hormone imbalance. This is something that an older female would be more inclined to focus on than anybody else, but not to say that it wouldn't be an issue for other people. So if you start to see the difference here getting higher, you may want to look at hormone imbalances with your doctor. And that is the body scan for you. Please talk it through with your trainers also. And if you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call. The number is on the first page. And good luck with your challenge. Bye-bye.